Okay, 16-bit for game 2 here. And yeah, if ever there was a Turtley Tahn map, 16-bit is it. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see from Latios. Massive macro game, because it's just so easy to hold 3 bases here. It's pretty easy to hold 4 bases. Yeah, it's not until your 5th that you get into any sort of troubles holding. Yeah, so that's what I'd like to see. I'd love to see kind of a wall off here and just expo out the back, expo out the front. You know, minimalist defensive units. So really hurry to get your bunker filled and a siege tank behind it. Throw your eBay down for defensive turrets at the back, but you know, while that's happening, your key focus is on getting these 2 CCs down as fast as is humanly possible and getting those saturated. And then BCs work really well because you've got this open space. You can come in around the back. Drops work well. You know, there's 100 things you can do from there once you've got that massive income. But we'll see. It is going to be a quick expand for Latios, but you know, again, no wall, and I don't understand that. I can't help but feel that he's going to come a cropper at some point. There is speed being upgraded here. There's no sign of a Roach Warren. Now that doesn't necessarily mean anything other than it's not a Roach Rush. Yeah, so we'll see. Tahn choosing to inject with the first 2 queens out, which is a little unusual, but that's kind of okay. That means he's going to have a lot of larvae quicker than you normally would have, and that tends to be indicative of he's going to wait for speed to finish and just crank out a whole load of lings. But there are 2 Reapers here. Don't fight the queens. You can't fight queens. Reapers in general cannot fight anything. They're rubbish, but they're great for scouting and they're great for dancing about and killing workers. But you definitely don't want to try and fight a queen. You're going to lose the Reapers if you're not careful. So there are some lings out here, and actually these Reapers have been useful because I suspect, although that's not, no, it's still just workers coming out for Tahn. Okay. These Reapers mean that the lings have got to stay home, but don't get surrounded. No! You can kite the lings really, really well with Reapers, throwing down the grenades and stuff, dancing about. But obviously, if the lings get surrounded on them, they will die. Interesting building placement here. I don't know about that. It's just going to give like your queen quite a long walk around to get to the ramp. So if something shows, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yes. Latios with the 3rd coming down. I don't think he's been as busy on the SCV production as he should have been, and as you can see, this CC is not actually building SCVs. So SCVs only coming out 1 at a time here, because really this should be saturated by now. We're at 6 minutes, and there's no reason that it shouldn't be. Tahn is 3 bases saturated. So yeah, you'd think the tech path of choice is going to be evident very soon. In the upgrades, it is missile attack. The roaches are in production. So 1-1 roaches are pretty savage. Presumably that is speed being researched as well. Yeah, so you know, from the Zerg's point of view, why wouldn't you just throw down a 4th hatchery and get across the map with these roaches and keep your opponent at home while you get your 4th and 5th up and established. And I think that's probably what we're going to see. You know, the way to play this, look at the timing here. 1-1 is about to finish. You want to be here just as 1-1 finishes. You want your engage, you know, it's worth thinking about. Oh, is that tunneling claws we're getting? So the roaches are going to be able to, oh no, maybe not. For some reason we have 2 Hydrodans. Literally nobody knows why. It is tunneling claws, so the roaches are going to be able to move burrowed, but he hasn't actually got burrow. Anyway, again, this is a lot of roaches, and I'm not sure about the move out from Latios. As I said, it's such a good map for turtling. Why wouldn't you just build your defenses at the front? A Terran on 3 bases can easily max out with stuff that is hard to kill, you know? And then make your choices. Go mech, go battlecruisers. You know, do a bit of harass, surely, into the mix as well. Liberators around here can be fantastic. Liberators over here can be fantastic. Maybe a drop, maybe a widow mine. A frontal assault on the Zerg, and I don't think so. Not until you're maxed out. I don't see the advantage to that. So this is a lot of roaches. Tahn is basically maxed out. It's 136 army supplied to 28. But where are the defensive structures? There isn't a siege tank in sight. There isn't a bunker in sight. This isn't a planetary. It's a click for the win here. And yeah, I feel like it was a bit. There were some right ideas here. Get the 3 CCs up quickly. Yes to that. Get the 3 CCs up and mine in before you worry too much about your attack path. Yes to that. But the static defense to keep you safe while you turtle, where was it? It was completely absent. And the frontal attack before maxing out, you know, that if you think about how much supply and when that attack happened, you didn't need 3 CCs to drive that. So if that was the plan, then don't build that 3rd CC. Get that number of units up sooner, and that attack hits much earlier and is much more likely to have an impact. So it was a bit of a middle build for me. The Terran has kind of not really gone one way or the other. They've pushed out, I can't quite remember, was it 6-7 minutes, maybe a little later than that actually, with a not maxed out army that they're powering off 3 bases, but they haven't actually turtled in on those 3 bases. It's somewhere in between. If you're going for that sort of timing attack, it needs to be much punchier, and if you're going to make it much punchier, then you do that. That's a 2 base timing, not a 3 base, because 3 base is maxed out. You know, if you're building 3 bases, go when you're maxed. Anyway,